Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif Helmi bin Aminuddin. Me and my group will present about water pollution in this presentation. Our group consists of 4 people, and my name is Muhammad Arif Helmi, and the other members are Muhammad Fahan Akmal, Muhammad Fidaus, and Muhammad Faris Aiman bin Awang. For the introduction of water pollution, what is water pollution? Water pollution is water with a changed composition to the extent that it is unusable anymore. In a simple word, the water cannot be drink or used for essential purposes because it can cause diseases like diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, and poliomyelitis. In fact, these diseases kill more than 500,000 people worldwide every year. Bacteria, viruses, parasites, fertilizers, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, nitrates, phosphates, plastics, feces, and even radioactive substances are among the most common water contaminants. For the next part, current issues, I will give way to Faris Aiman.
Okay, for the first current issue is industrial waste. Industrial waste is defined as a waste generated by manufacturing or industrial process. The type of industrial waste generated include cafeteria garbage, dirt and gravel, masonry and concrete, scrap metals, trash or solvent chemical, wheat, grass and trees, wood and scrap lumber and similar waste. Most industries require large amount of water for their work. When involved in a series of processes, the water comes into contact with heavy metals, harmful chemicals, radioactive waste, and even organic starch. These are either dumped into open ocean or rivers. As a result, many of water sources have a high amount of industrial waste in them, which seriously impact the health for our ecosystem. Second is marine dumping. Marine dumping has been defined as a deliberate disposal at sea of waste or other matter from vessels, aircraft, platforms, or other man-made structure, as well as deliberate disposal of these vessel or platform themselves. Marine dumping can destroy or degrade important habitats for aquatic species and cause coastal corrosion and siltation, which affect the health and productivity of marine environment. If the garbage is dumped into the ocean, the oxygen in the water will be depleted. This results in poor health for marine life due to lack of oxygen. So back to moderator.
Thank you, Faris Aiman. Next part, Fidaus.
Thank you, Moderator Arif. So, the current issue is sewage and wastewater. Sewage disposal is a major problem in developing country as many people in this area do not have access to sanitary condition and clean water. Untreated sewage water in such area can contaminate the environment and cause disease such as diarrhea. The next current issue is oil leaks and spill. Oil spills make up about 12% of the oil that enter the ocean. The rest come from the shipping, travel, drains, and dumping. Oils cannot dissolve in water and form a thick sludge in the water. These suffocate fish get caught in the feeder of marine birds, stopping them from flying and blocks light from photosynthetic aquatic plants. So the last current issue is agriculture. So fertilizer are often used in farming. Sometimes these fertilizer run off into nearby water, causing an increase in nutrient level. The algae may use up all the oxygen in the water, leaving none of a marine life. This result the death of many aquatic organisms such as fish, which is need the oxygen in the water to live. So back to the moderator.
Thank you, Fidaus. Next, for social impacts, there are 4 social impacts caused by water pollution. The first one, diseases. Disease. According to the WHO, over 2 billion people have little choice but to drink excrement-contaminated water, putting them at risk of diseases including cholera, hepatitis A, and dysentery. Second one, contamination of the food chain. The use of wastewater for livestock cultivation and agriculture, as well as fishing in contaminated waters, can introduce contaminants into foods that are harmful to our health when consumed. Next, Farhan Akmal.
Okay, so for the third one is destruction of biodiversity. Water pollution depletes aquatic ecosystem and triggers unbreed profil- profile, proliferation of phytoplankton in lakes, which is eutrophication. And lastly, lack of potable water. The UN says that billions of people around the world have no access to clean water to drink or sanitation, particularly in rural areas. Okay, back to the moderator.
Thank you, Farhan. And mitigations. Please, Farhan, Akmal.
Okay, the first one for mitigation is to restrict the use of single-use plastic that end up floating in rivers, lakes, and oceans, many as microplastics. The second one is reduce the use of chemical pesticides and nutrients on crop. Okay, so last, reduce the carbon dioxide emission to prevent global warming and acidification of the ocean. Okay, thank you. Back to moderator.
Thank you, Farhan. And before we end, Fidaus Jafar.
So before we end, I think all people must know about the water quality in our environment. So as human, we must responsibility our duty on our nature. So I think that's all from me.
That is
Thank you.
all from all of us. Thank you.